So I started this channel because this journey can feel so lonely. I've been on it for a long time. I'm sure you're going through a journey as well. And I mean that it can feel lonely in not the sad kind of lonely, the kind where you're surrounded by people and still feel like you can't fully be seen, where you're feeling things so deeply that you don't even know how to put them into words. And and you look around and you think, does anybody else feel this way, or am I fully alone in this feeling? And I'm here to tell you, yes, you're not alone. And you found your people right here. So I'm so glad you're here for today's message. And I want to start with a question right off the bat. Here's my question to you. Oh, it's my birthday, so I'm getting birthday calls. My phone's ringing here. Um, I want to ask you this. Have you ever felt completely alone in a room full of people and not even sad about it? It's not the sad kind of lonely, but you're just aware of it. You're aware that, I'm alone in a room full of people. And I also want to ask you, have you ever outgrown a group? A church, a circle of friends, a community, a place that you used to absolutely love and feel at home, but you've evolved in a different way, not in that you're better than anybody else. I'm not saying that. Um, and you're not feeling like you've outgrown it because something bad happened. It's just because something inside of you has completely shifted. It's quietly shifted, and maybe you can't even explain why or how you got there. I'm also curious, have you ever sat alone in total silence and you felt more peaceful there than you would in a crowded room? That's happened to me so many times. So if any of this is landing with you, I want you to stay with me because today, on my birthday, I want to talk about exactly that feeling. The one that's hard to name. You can't always explain it. The one that can feel so isolating, and the one that I promise you 100%, is actually the most beautiful thing that can happen to a person. And when you get there and you're probably on your way, or maybe you're already there, welcome. You will be in this utmost happiness and joy that you can't even explain. So let's start though with the loneliness. This is a loneliness that nobody really tells you about. You don't even really know, again, how to explain it. You don't really hear about the loneliness on the journey. And I'm not going to call it a journey actually, because honestly, the moment something gets a label, I don't like labels. People start competing over it. Have you ever seen that where it's like, who's more spiritual? Who's more awake? Who's further along? And that right there, that is the energy that I just wanted to walk away from. I was kind of tired of it. Even last year at this time, I was on a Kundalini yoga retreat, and I love the people. They were amazing, but I felt like everybody was kind of overperforming or trying to be the most awake spiritual person. And it felt kind of weird. And it just was nice to walk away from that. And what I noticed that, you go to a yoga group and there's a hierarchy. You go to a spiritual community and there's somebody that's overperforming or always performing how enlightened they are. You go to a political group and everyone's keeping score. You sit at a family dinner and you love them. I absolutely love my family. You love them so much too, but you're having thoughts that you could never say out loud. And I'm not saying negative thoughts. You're feeling these emotions that you can't even express because you don't think anybody's going to understand you or get you. Does that sound familiar? Am I jiving with you, or is this resonating? Like, you absolutely love your people, but you just can't fully land anymore. You're like, where do I fit in? So it's not you being cold. I want to reassure you because I know when this first happened to me, I was feeling cold and I was feeling like, am I so antisocial? No, so it's not you being cold. It's not you being antisocial. It's your soul becoming too big for spaces that you were never really built for. And again, not saying that you're better than anyone, or I'm not saying I'm better than anyone. It's just not an alignment or a match anymore. And so here's the part that I really want you to hear, because it's a weird feeling. It can feel, like I said, isolating. You're actually starting to prefer the quiet, not because you're depressed. You're not depressed, I promise you that. Not because you've given up on connection, but because you find somewhere, you finally found somewhere worth spending time with, and that's yourself. You're just so wholeheartedly content with you and your authenticity that you're just happy being by yourself. You'd rather sit alone and feel that whole by being solo than sitting in a room with the wrong crowd. Does that resonate? I would love to hear your thoughts. And, I think that used to scare me. This might even scare you now hearing that. Um, but I'll just say it's so good to feel at home. So that quietness, you're okay with yourself. Do you ever feel that? Can you feel that? Let me know. If you're there or even close to it, I just want to say nothing is wrong. Everything is going right. So just keep going. So here's the gold of all of this message and the shift that I want to share. So, what does this actually look like? And what does it feel like when something shifts inside you? It's hard to explain. And this took me a while to even really share this because I'm like, how do I put it into words? I haven't ever found the right words to even say it. So I thought, it's my birthday. I'm going to try. I'm going to try to reach out to others that are in this zone and feeling this way and hope that we can connect and just feel supportive of each other. So, the shift, you know, when it shifts inside you, it's not a lightning bolt. I don't think it was for me. Let me know if it was for you. It's not a dramatic moment. It's more like one day you just realize you're not white knuckling life anymore. All of a sudden, it's just this great feeling. You stop reaching for all the things you needed to feel okay. Like I remember in 2014, I started this journey, and it was because of a heartbreak. I had a major heartbreak. The guy I thought I was going to marry, I broke it out, or we just didn't work out. I won't go into the details there. But at that time, it's when I found additional, I've always had religion, but I found some additional spiritual support. And it was even like I loved the chakra cards and the different rocks and all sorts of things. I still do have a little rock, but I don't need those things anymore. I've realized I'm like, wow, I just haven't needed anything. So I want to circle back to all this and get back on track. But yeah, again, it's not a lightning bolt, but you'll just find that you stop reaching out for the things that you used to need to feel okay. And that constant seeking that you maybe were doing, or maybe you're still doing it, and that's okay because you're going to get to this part, is just that needing. I remember that needing to figure it all out. I'm just like, oh, I just need to get further along. And I was also looking outside of myself for the answer at times, just trying to find something. And in this place, um, the place where I'm at now, there's just this quiet knowing, this deep, quiet knowing deep in my bones, not something that I can fully explain again. It's just hard to really get the words out, especially to some people that haven't felt it. But I know if you're here, you've felt it. And so you're going to be resonating with my message. So if you've ever felt that, you know exactly what I mean. I know you do. So it's not performing. You're not performing for anyone anymore, not even yourself, which is a great feeling. Let me know if you felt that or even a flicker of it, even once. If you felt it just once, hold on to it because once you find it, you cannot unfind it. And the more chaos life throws at you, actually, sometimes the more things just fall apart, the more quiet the center just holds. So you'll see where I'm going with this because you could be in a tornado, but if you're in the eye of the tornado, it's calm, right? So I want to go into my story a little bit. If you've been on the channel, you may know it, so you can bypass this part. But for the newbies, I want to share my story that built. This is the storm that built who I am and why I'm talking about this today, because I do think it's important. And it's my birthday. It's been very reflective. April 9th day, I'm 45. And it's the first birthday that I actually feel like I've arrived somewhere. I mean, I've always been evolving, but I really feel like I finally arrived in the happiest place I've ever been. So the short story, I'm going to just give you the quick highlights, uh, the synopsis, because how I got here, it does matter. So even I said back to 2014, almost 12 years ago, this journey started, but I'm going to just fast forward to 2024 because that was probably the most tragic part of my life where I lost my brother tragically. I do have podcasts and things about that because anybody that's not focused, experienced grief, um, especially an empath, grief just doesn't hurt. It just rewires you. It just kills you to the core in a weird way. And while I was still in it, everything else was starting to fall apart too. So here I lost my brother, and then other things were just kind of like, oh. And then we go fast forward to 2025. Um, Gosh, this is where, how do I sum this one up? But I'll just say I sold my house for 30,000 less than it was really worth. I was going to move for love, which didn't work out. So I've had 4 addresses in 12 months, always on the go. I started trying to do some real estate on the side with my consulting just to try to make things meet. And then I just, I felt like I had to keep going, because if I didn't keep going, or if I stopped to breathe, everything might actually break me. And there were some peace in the storm, right? So that's where this whole journey in the last year, I look back, I'm like, wow, from 44 to 45, nuts. But maybe you know that mode. Maybe you know your storm. Your storm looks different. We all have different storms. And it's okay that yours looks different than mine, but you know what it feels like to just keep moving, because stillness can feel dangerous. And actually funny, one of my girlfriends called me this morning to wish me happy birthday. And I think she's one that sometimes is like, doesn't realize that I am happy, but she's like, I think a little bit surprised by all the moves and the different things that I have done, but I had to remind her, no, I am content. She's like, have you ever, you're good about helping other people figure out what they want, but have you ever figured out what you want? And it was a great question. So anyways, where I want to go with this is I do know what I want, but I also take life as it's thrown at me, because there's times that, I bought a house and I was able to profit a nice 100 grand on it. So I sold it in a matter of a year. So a lot of people would think, why are you moving so much? Aren't you worried about this or that? And I'm like, no, if it positively affects me, I'm going to do it. If something negative happens to me, I'm going to just pivot so I can turn it into a positive, right? So that is the storm. But anyways, I'm getting off track. So here's what I know. I know your storm looks different than mine, but here's what I know that I didn't know then. The storm was not my detour, it was my path. The storm is like the best part to be in, because every single piece of the pain, all the painful pieces of it was building something in me, um, something in me that nothing else could actually have built. So sometimes without going through the whole breakdown, you don't get to the point of, you're going to get through the other side. So where I am now today at 45, dream job, fully feeling stable again. The finances are back. It's probably been the first time that I felt stable in about 2 years. And I'm not rushing to the next thing. I'm not forcing anything. I'm just here. I'm grateful. I'm still. And, on the flip side, though, because my nervous system has been so used to go, 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 sometimes this piece of having a little bit of quiet feels weird to my system, because I'm so used to being in that overdrive. So I have to kind of tune myself to say, you know what, you're safe, you're good. You don't need to be rushing and pushing, and you've got a job and you've got a safe place to, well, I've always been safe. But you have a place to be. So I will say the quiet can feel scary, but at the same time, there's a bit of a gift in that. So maybe you're near this place. Let me know if you're near this place too, that you've been questioning yourself. Why do you feel disengaged? A little bit too. I was kind of feeling disengaged. I definitely haven't wanted to perform, meaning I don't feel like I have to be in any of the crowds, even, certain groups of friends and all sorts of things. I'd rather, again, have one real conversation than 10 service ones any day. So, and why sometimes a quiet night for me, a quiet night alone feels like a gift. And it's great, because now inside, I look at it as a gift instead of a need to escape. So sometimes I was thinking, oh my gosh, am I depressed? No, it's a gift to be comfortable with being happy in your own skin and being alone. So nothing in you is broken. I want to reassure you, because I wanted to bring this message just because I'm like, if I've been feeling this way, this whole journey, especially over the last year, I don't want anybody else to feel alone like I was. So here's the thing. This is what wholeness actually feels like. So again, nothing's broken. This is wholeness. You have come to your wholeness. It's quiet, it's steady, it's real, and it's yours. So congratulations. Happy becoming. I want you to find um, I want you to find every single empath who is somewhere on this journey. So whether you're deep in a storm right now, or you're on the other side of feeling things you can't quite name it yet, I want this to be your place, because how I know how this can feel. It can feel so lonely when the people around you just don't fully get it, when you can't explain what's happening inside of you, when you feel like you've changed and the world hasn't caught up. This is where it's like so wonderful to find your people so they get you, or just to be doing you, and that's okay too. And of course, we still have to function in the normal daily lives. Like I have a normal corporate job, and the crazy thing about my normal corporate job right now, I went back to the corporate world, or I love it. I have found people that I feel like they get me without even talking about it. When we don't really talk about our spiritual journeys or anything like that, but there's just such a calm with them. They're confident, they're amazing in every way. Like I've never had a group of people like this that I've worked with, and it is such a game changer. I just feel like it's been such a gift because this landed on my plate when I felt like, is there a job out there for me? Is anything going to come around? And then lo and behold, there it was. So I just want to reassure you that if you just keep going, you're going to find your people, you're going to find your peace, you're going to find your company. So this is that happy becoming. So look for those empaths out there, support each other. Let's just help each other get through this. And then, if you can't explain what's happening inside of you, that's okay. I just want to reassure you, you're not weird. I know I was thinking I'm weird. You're not too sensitive. I'm not too sensitive. These are all the things I was thinking. So I'm just trying to see maybe you're feeling the way. And you're not too much. Do you ever feel like you'll kind of know when people find that you're too much? I've seen at the coffee shops too. I'll go in and grab my coffee. Some will love me, and then some will be like, girl, we got too much energy for me. Um, but I think we mirror what others are feeling, or maybe people see things in you that they're wanting to grow, or your energy's too high for them. And that's okay. That's totally okay. So I just want to say you are an empath on the journey that not everyone has the courage to walk. So congratulations again. I know I said that earlier, but the fact is that you're here. This must be resonating with you if you watch this long. And that tells me so much about you. So I just want to welcome you and say congratulations one more time. So the chaos was your becoming. The loneliness was your becoming. The storm, the grief, the go, go, go. If you're still in it, it's okay. You're going to continue to becoming. All of this was your becoming. And I think that's what I'm going to title this specific YouTube L Daily message. So I just want to reassure you, I said this yesterday in my L Daily dose, the best is yet to be. So yes, the best is so yet to come. You just get ready. So happy birthday to me, and happy becoming to you, to every single one of you who needed to hear this message today. I'm sending you so much love, and I will see you tomorrow.